Good morning and welcome to Unity of Harlem. We are located at 318. We are located at 318 West 139th Street. Today I'm in my calm voice. Wow. we are honored to have our own senior pastor here to give us our sermon today. Is Radical Acceptance Part 1. Once again, this is July 5th, 2026. United States turned 250 years old yesterday. Congratulations. Our daily word today is independence. Our affirmation is I am connected with all beings. We are one in God. The scripture is finally all of you have unity of spirit, sympathy, love in one another, and tender heart and humble mind. 1 Peter 3:8. Next, who will honor us with a wonderful song is our musical person of love and honor, Marie. Please walk up in real class.
Thank you so much, Crazy Thomas. You're a sparkling light here. And thank you everybody for coming and being here. You know, let's sing this song in honor of just opening our hearts, opening our minds to all the beauty that's around us, all the wonderful things that can be loved in our lives. Open the eyes of my heart so I can see divinity everywhere, from everybody, from everything. Come on, let's sing it if you know it, and we'll give you a little more music. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Am I right? Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. Yeah. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. I want to see you high and lifted up. To see you high and lifted up. Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you high and see you high and lifted up. Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. See you high and lifted up. Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We pray, holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 holy. I want to see you. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. How many of you that's your prayer? That I want to see love, that I want to see divinity, that I want to see beauty, that I want to see grace and truth in everything and everywhere I go. And to embody that same love and same truth everywhere I walk. Is that your prayer today? I know it's mine. Let's welcome the wonderful velvety voice of Bob Poncé as he shares with us the affirmation of this house at one. No, I'm sorry, three. I always do this. 318 West 139th. You know, when you switch them around, like, okay, but you can get here now. You remember 318 West 139th. All right, come on, Bob.
Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." Unity affirmations speak to the power of our words, and particularly the power of I am. And so we say this affirmation every Sunday to affirm our divine nature. The words are on the screen, and I invite you to say them with me. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth for all.
Peace, inner truth for all, radiating center. Let's breathe that in for a minute. Breathe it in and breathe around you. That this is who we truly are. Radiating love, radiating light, radiating joy, wherever we are. Because this is the air that I breathe. If you know the song, "This is the air that I breathe," your holy presence living in me. Here we go, you can sing it if you want. And this is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence. Your holy presence living in me. Living in me. This is my daily bread. 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 Your holy word spoken in me. Your holy word spoken in me. And I am awestruck for you. And I'm awestruck for you. And I'm never without you. And I'm never without you. And this is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. 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 Your holy word spoken. Your holy word spoken in me. And now awestruck for you, and I'm never without you. And I never without you. And I'm awestruck for you. And I'm never without you. Never without you. Never without us. Never without the one. The one that I am. The am that I am. The am that we are. The oneness that we all are. Never without divinity. Can you feel that inside? Never without divinity. It's all perfect, exactly as it is. Exactly as it is. Exactly as we are. We love. God is love. And we are love. And that's all there is. All there is. Isn't that the nice ocean that we live in? Now let's, on that beautiful note of this oneness that we're feeling right now with all of us sitting here, isn't this wonderful? We let us welcome with open mind, heart, soul, and whatever else you got. The Reverend Ogun Holder.
All right, good morning. Warm enough? Nah, it could always be warmer. Yeah, we had some heat this week, and we still had to do life, right, in the midst of the heat. This week, I had lunch with a friend who I met randomly in a line to a concert. I want to say 12 years ago in Texas. At a conference. We just happened to meet randomly in this line. And you know, sometimes you meet people and like there's an instant. And we've remained friends ever since. And I was having lunch with her this week and she's finishing up her I'm like, no, you don't need to pull it. We got seats. You don't need to pull a chair. Come on up. We were having lunch and she is finishing up her MFA in creative writing. And she's been in this program for a few years and she's at that stage where she's like trying to finish up her thesis. And I said to her, so is your thesis going to be the foundation for a book you're going to publish? And she says, maybe, I don't know yet. Some other things I'm working on. And then she says, how about you? When is your next book coming out? And I don't like when people ask me that question. So in case you didn't know, I published a book in 2012. It was really a collection of essays. It was called Trance to Revelations. It was based off of some blog posts. And no applause needed, please. It was you read it? Oh, how about that? Carry on with the clapping then. Carry on with the clapping. There you go. I will take earned applause, not gratuitous applause. So you've read it, so it's fine. So Trqnce, when is your next book coming out? I have been saying I would write another book since that first book came out. I've had 3 other great ideas for books since that series came out. that first book came out. I have not written the next book yet, not put it together. And every time somebody asks me, when's the next book coming out? Against my better, well-practiced journey of self-love and self-acceptance, I dip into a little dose of shame. A little dose of shame. I'm ashamed that I have disappointed. Apparently, I have this whole story in my head. There's so many people waiting for the next book to come out. But mostly, I've disappointed myself because I said I would do it, and I haven't yet. And honestly, there really isn't a good reason other than I haven't just sat down and did what it takes. And I thought for a while I would, I'll cheat the system. I'll start a Substack. Y'all know what a Substack is, right? So a Substack is kind of like the next evolution of a blog where people can sign up, and every time I write something, it gets delivered to your inbox. So it's like blog combined with email newsletter, Substack. So I started the Substack, get my writing creativity out, and also you could pay for her subscription and I can make some money in. So I got the Substack going, and then I got hired here at Unity in Harlem. And since I got hired, I have not done a lot of writing on my Substack. And then I felt more disappointment for that. And I feel like I've disappointed other people. Now, again, there's no evidence to this. No one's complained. No one's probably even noticed because everybody got busy lives, right? But I have this narrative in my head that there's all these people that I have let down, and I'm beating up on myself for it. And I get myself caught into what Tara Brach, the author of Radical Acceptance, calls the trance of unworthiness. I get sucked back into, and my feelings of unworthiness about myself have been a deep pit that I have done a lot of crawling out of. I mean, a lot of crawling out of. And every once in a while, something still pulls me back in a little bit. That feeling of just not being good enough in a world that continues to try to tell me that I'm not good enough because I am not meeting these arbitrary standards that the world has set, that have been set by systems of oppression, that have been set by my own imaginations of what success means, all the things. I hold myself to this standard that I seem to keep disappointing myself in. But when I actually do the math, no one else is really disappointed. It's just, people keep telling me how great I'm doing. And I'm just like, yeah, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. This trance unworthiness is insidious. It's a product of what I just mentioned, systems of oppression, particularly capitalism, which tells us we always have to be working and succeeding and acquiring and climbing this hierarchy. And we do it in our spiritual circles as well, make no mistake. How many times have you, I'm going to throw myself under the bus, not anybody else, but it's a big bus. If you want to crawl under with me, by all means. So many times I've caught myself in the past, they don't do this as much anymore, saying, if I were more awakened, more spiritual, more all the things, more practiced, if I meditated more, my life would not look the way it does. And if I did more of this, then I could be more of an effect on the world and my circle and my community, and it wouldn't be struggling the way it is. I am failing as a spiritual being. Why can't I sit and meditate without my thoughts running crazy in my mind? I am bad at meditation. Why can't I? And we come up with this litany of why we are not meeting some arbitrary, again, spiritual checklists and benchmarks. I'd be more spiritual if I went to church more often, or if I made it to the book study. By the way, the book study starts Wednesday. No pressure. No pressure. We all we're doing is further sinking ourselves into this trance of unworthiness. And when we feel that, one of the things we do instantly as a response is we pull away from others, we disconnect, we isolate. Okay. And we try to manage it sometimes. We go like, okay, I feel this way, I gotta snap out of it. I'm gonna be more productive. I'm gonna be busier. And I'll be hard on myself. I'm gonna push myself more. But also I will point out what everybody else is doing wrong, because if I can make them look as bad as I think I look, then we all on the same playing field. So we good. So we can start complaining about other people as well. And then we also try to hide ourselves, right? So we believe we are in this place of not good enoughness. We don't believe, sorry, I, again with the we, I don't entirely believe it when other people tell me the good things about me that they see, that they believe. So I try to hide myself a little bit more, because I figure the fewer of my faults that you all discover, the lesser chance you have of rejecting me, right? And a lot of this is unconscious. We're not aware of it and how it dictates our choices and how we do. And we end up closing our hearts off to each other as a result of it. And we don't seek community and we don't seek connection because we don't believe that we are worthy of it. We don't believe we are worthy to be loved exactly as we are. So we have to show up as something else. And then again with the we, I, and then I go like, well, who I've shown up to be for you to love me is not who I really am. So then I feel bad about that. And it's just this constant swirl of being stuck in unworthiness. And you would think all our spiritual practices would get us out of it. But again, if we bring that same approach towards our spiritual practices, then they don't work in that way. All they do is mire us further. So the key to breaking this cycle, to getting out of this trance, to awaken from this trance of unworthiness, is radical acceptance. Radical acceptance. And this is the book that we're going to be studying for the next few weeks, starting on Wednesday. Bob, can you pull up the book covers? Sorry, I didn't tell you ahead of time. I wanted you to do that. So when you get the chance, do that. Radical acceptance. Of all the books I have read in my spiritual journey, this one has perhaps been one of the most influential, impactful, profound. This is like in my top 5 holy grail of spiritual books and practices. When people ask me, what on your journey, like you are not who you used to be, what happened? How can I get me some of that? I said, this is one of the books you have to read, one of the practices you have to engage in, radical acceptance. Let me start with what radical acceptance is not. Sometimes you have to define a thing by what it's not first to get the full picture, okay? And when we hear radical acceptance, we think it's just opening our hands, throwing up our arms and say, well, it is the way it is and there's nothing I can do about it. That's not what it is, okay? It's not meaning that we don't have room to grow and improve and awaken even more. In fact, psychologist Carl Rogers says, the curious paradox is, it is only when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. So it's not just blindly going like, I am who I am, that's all there is to it. Radical acceptance is not defining ourselves by our limitations and keeping ourselves small. It's not self-indulgence. It's not passiveness. Radical acceptance, or rather the trance of unworthiness, stems from the belief that we are a separate and distinct self, an entity. And when I say self, you can think of self as like all of our thoughts, emotions, belief, patterns of behaviors, everything, who we believe ourselves to be, which is not inherently a bad thing. I'm not throwing it under the bus. I love being me, especially love being me now. I've loved myself as much 20 years ago, but I didn't know then what I know now. I haven't accepted myself back then as they do now. So I love being me, Ogun, the person that you see standing here before you. But who you see standing here before you is not the entirety of who I am. And we know this. We know that each and every one of us is the embodiment of God, spirit, all that is, divinity, oneness, whatever you want to call that. Whatever you want to call that thing beyond words that is bigger than us, but then also binds us all together, that is the very minuscule essence of us, and yet is also the grandness of the universe. Whatever you want to call it, that's who we are. We are the embodiment of it. And when we make the human personality part of us the core of our identity, we lose sight of the fact that we're also that wholeness, that oneness, that divinity, that spirit, that divinity. So the journey becomes, how do we hold them both? How do we hold the fullness of our humanity and the fullness of our divinity at the same time? How do we accept the fullness of our humanity and the fullness of our divinity? How do we believe, trust, know, and embrace that we are worthy as embodiments of divinity and as human beings? And I think that is the entirety of the inner struggle summed up in one statement: embracing and believing and holding, resting, and living from the truth that we are fully human and we are fully divine. And in some traditions, we limit that to the avatars like the Buddha or Jesus Christ. And we have to remember they were just as much human as we are. So to awaken from this trance, to step into a life lived in radical acceptance, first, we have to accept absolutely everything about ourselves and our lives. We have to accept. Accept doesn't mean we agree that this is how it should be. It simply means we are not denying that this is the state of it is right in this moment. It is an inner process of accepting or present moment experience without thinking there's something wrong with us, without thinking that we're broken in some way, that the essence of us is somehow less than. Radical acceptance is a journey of both acceptance through mindfulness and through compassion. So the mindfulness part is a moment-to-moment awareness of what is happening in me right now. Are each of you fully aware of what's happening in you right now? Like right now, as I'm saying these words, are you aware of how they're hitting you, how they're landing on you, the feeling, not what you think up here, but how's your body responding? Are you relaxing into, yeah, I roll with that? Is there a feeling of anxiety? Is there a feeling of, yeah, I can relate to that unworthiness and I'm not happy about it? What are you feeling in this moment? We have evolved into a species that more and more has taken so much pride in the gray matter up here. Like our thoughts and our ability to think make us superior as humans. And more we have lost touch with the parts of us that speak more truth than our minds, the body. The body. And then if any of you are in any way connected to any recent publications around the work of embodiment, you would have read works like The Body Never Forgets. You would have seen how embodiment practices are tied to liberation work. You would have heard things like, well, we've said it in the spiritual communities a lot, drop into your heart space, that's a euphemism for get out of your thoughts and get into what your body is trying to tell you. Because your body will always be more honest than your brain. It'll always be more honest before your brain. Our brain will try to keep us trapped in unworthiness, whereas our body has been screaming at us our entire lives. Be you. Be truthful to yourself. Mindfulness, moment-to-moment awareness of what is happening in you. And then compassion, the ability to relate to ourselves with tenderness and sympathy. Not with criticism, not with wishing it were different and blaming ourselves for it. Not from thinking that we are unworthy, but remembering with compassion that we are a product of a lot of things that have happened in our lives. But what has happened to us is not us. What has happened to us informs us, but we can also be informed by something greater than us, which is the embodiment of the Christ nature that we are, the Buddha nature, God itself. We can be informed by that. Marie sang, "Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you high and lifted up." I grew up in a very evangelical church space, and we used to sing that song a lot. And because I have rejected that evangelical way of thinking, when I hear those songs, honestly, it's triggering. I'm not telling you not to sing them. I'm saying that because that's my journey, right? That's my journey of also saying to myself, and I literally wrote this as you were singing and noticing in that moment of myself being triggered by that. And you looked over and I'm there singing the words, right? I'm singing the words because I've sung this song for so many years. I can't forget these words even if I tried. There are songs that I sung growing up in church in Barbados, 12, 13, 14 years old. I'm in the church band playing piano and playing drums. These songs are so ingrained in me that I can't get rid of them even if I tried. And these songs were songs that took me out of myself and told me that I was not worthy unless I obeyed God. And even then, it was still a constant struggle to stay in God's good graces. I did the thing with the camera, man. There we go. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm trying. But I found unity. I found Buddhist practices. So I have a different relation and understanding of myself. But this song comes along and it's taken me back there. It's taken me back into that place of unworthiness. But this is the beauty of radical acceptance. I notice it. I notice what my body is doing as that. I notice the anxiety, the tenseness. And I have to pause and remember, I don't believe that way anymore. What do I believe now? I believe that to see God in all of its glory, I have to show up in all of my glory. I now believe that in order for God to be lifted up, I have to lift myself up in my thoughts, in my words, in my beliefs, from being someone that is unworthy to being the very embodiment of God itself. I have to remember that when we say God loves me, that really what we're saying is that God is love and I am God, so I am love. So therefore, in order to experience God's love, I have to love me and I got to love you. I have to remember that when I show up as the embodiment of the divine, that's how you see God. That's how I see God. That's how God is seen. So while I had that initial experience of being triggered because of my practice of radical acceptance, I can walk through that journey in a couple of seconds and end up where I am now into what I just said and go, okay, thanks for singing that song. Thanks for singing that song to remind me that deep down inside, underneath it all, that current of unworthiness still runs, and it doesn't need to be the place from which I show up in the world. Now I get to show up as my full God self, my Christ self, my Buddha self, the light, the universe. That's who I get to show up as. Radical comes from the Latin word radix, which means going to the root or the origin. Going to the root or the origin. What is the root of us? What is the origin of us? It's not the stories we've written about ourselves. It's not our first childhood experiences. It's not our family. It's not where we are from. The root and the origin of us is God, the universe, love, spirit, oneness, wholeness. Again, whatever word you want to use for that which transcends all, that is in all, that all is in and part of. That is our origin. That is our root. And when we take the time in every single moment, when we feel the less than, when we feel the tension of unworthiness, when we are in that place and we notice it and can take a moment to pause and shift so that we don't live from that place. Instead, we live from our origin. We live from the God that we are. This is the journey and practice of radical acceptance. This is the practice that I live from every day. Because without this practice, it's not as easy for me to remember all these unity tools and principles that I learn. Because they work, but they don't work if I'm struggling with feeling unworthy in the moment. When I feel unworthy, I want to hide. I want to back away. I don't want to shine my light, as these teachings tell us how to shine my light. But something's got to. This is the method I use for shifting. So I want to invite you all into this practice with me of radical acceptance. So Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. Come join me. As always with our book studies, you don't have to have read everything. You don't have to have attended all the gatherings. If you can't make any of them, still get the book for yourself and read it. And really join me in this journey of a grounded, proven practice and reminding ourselves of the fullness of who we are. Because it's only from this place of fullness will we experience true inner peace and lasting liberation. And it's a journey. And it's a journey like all other journeys, best made in good company. So don't feel you got to do this on your own. We'll do it together. Let's take this in a meditation together. So I want to invite you, if you're comfortable, plant both feet on the floor. Rest your hands in your lap. Preferably open palms up. Again, in a gesture of receptivity, of surrender. Allow yourselves to sit upright and comfortably. And if you're comfortable, gently close the eyes. If not, just find a spot a few feet ahead of you to focus on softly. And allow your attention to turn inward to your breath. Just follow the air as it enters and leaves your body. Notice the moments of stillness between your inhale and your exhale. Feel the movement, the rise and fall of your chest. the lungs expanding and contracting on their own without much effort. Just breathe. And if you notice that you become distracted by a sound, a sensation in the body, a smell, a random thought, just notice them without disappointment, without resistance, without judgment. Just notice the distraction and gently return your attention back to your breath. And imagine now it is with your heart space that you're breathing. Your heart, that metaphysical, metaphorical center of your beingness. Perhaps place a hand on your heart if that may help you to center in more. But imagine the energy of all things flowing in and out of you with your breath. As the air enter and leaves your lung, so the energy of all that is enters and leaves your heart space in a never-ending circle of connection. It is from this place we ground ourselves in kindness and compassion for ourselves. It is from this place we relate to ourselves with tenderness, with sympathy, with clarity, that we are not the stories that we've been told about who we are. We're not even the stories that we've told ourselves about who we are. We transcend those stories. We are the embodiment of all that is. We transcend time, space, the events that transpire around us. Our true state of being is wholeness, and we are worthy. And there's nothing we need do to be and prove this worthiness other than to claim it, believe it, and live it. I am worthy. I am more than good enough. I am worthy. I am more than good enough. I am worthy. I am more than good enough. Rest in these truths for a few moments in the silence. We hold this truth for ourselves and for all others in our lives. So if there are others that you know of, loved ones, friends, acquaintances, even those you don't think much of, hold them in this energy. Hold them in this truth. Bring them to mind now, trusting that they too are on their path to their worthiness, to their deeply fully loving themselves. Hold in hope and faith that through this process, we will all find that place finally of inner peace and acceptance that will bring a consciousness of equity and liberation to us all. I am worthy. I am more than good enough. Hold to this, rest in this today and every day. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen. So in this place, we also are grateful for your generosity. So whether you're sitting here today or you're watching online, anytime, you are welcome to share. It is through your gifts that we continue to co-create spiritual community together. The link to Given is on the screen, bit.ly/unity in Harlem. And let us do our affirmation of gratitude for these gifts. So remember, we got some hand motions, so pause what you're doing. We got to get our bodies involved. Everything is about both brain and body and heart, mind, heart, and soul. So let's say it together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you. Trqnce, I think you up now. Some more good news? Yeah? All right.
Thank you, Reverend Holder, for that wonderful message today. Unity in Harlem community. Unity in Harlem will just call for a moment. Next Sunday, we will not be meeting at 318 West West 139th Street. We will be meeting Unity Harlem. We'll be doing our honor day in the park. We will be at Riverbank Park. There will be no service next week. Once again, please join us at noon at Riverbank Park. We will have an announcement. Annette, what's the cross street? 145th?
Yeah, 145th, taking the BX19 bus or the M11 bus.
Okay.
And it stops right there. The last stop is in the park.
Okay.
And you walk a short walk, flat, and you're there where our table is.
The keyword, flat. Last year we were mountains and heights. So we will see our balloons up and we all be in smiling faces. Unity Harlem Zoom connection. You can reach us at 698-428-2725 by phone, 929-205-6099. The code is 777-777. Unity Harlem Unity Harlem study group starts on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Sorry, I'm used to 7 p.m. Please be there from 7 to 9. We are reading Radical Acceptance on Unity Harlem Meditation and Prayer Group Circle. It's 10 a.m. on Wednesdays and 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Please join us as we have a wonderful meditation time. If you have a personal matter and you want to reach Reverend Holder, you can reach him at 978-992-7097. What's it? 7297.
That's okay. It's on the screen.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
it's on the screen. Oh my God, my night was too much last night. So, celebrating our souls. The registration ends on July 17th or 16th and 2026, and then late registration starts after that. So next the Sunday after that on July 19th, we will return back here at 318, and we will have Radical Acceptance Part 2. So this includes our good news in Harlem. We invite Marie to please return back to us and give us a wonderful song.
Well, I don't know about you. I feel blessed. Do you feel blessed? I do. And so that's what we're going to be singing. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am, all that I have, all that I'm surrounded with. I just love. Do you feel the love in here? I tell you, it's so great. Oh, let's sing it together. And you probably know it. It's not hard. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. You can either just revel in those words or sing. Singing is fun. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Are you blessed? I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed. Grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am, for all that I am. I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed. I am so blessed, so blessed. I'm grateful for all that, grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. So blessed. I am so grateful. So blessed. I am so grateful for all that we are. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Didn't that feel good? I felt good with that. That was so nice. Getting good energy today. For everybody, all y'all too. Thank and all them. I love Bob. Okay, so now it's time for the prayer of protection. Get on up here and let's do this thing.
Let's stand together and say this, remembering that as we say it, we affirm that it is true of God, it is true of us, because we are the fullness of God. So let us say it together. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We'll close with our peace song, and I hope to see you all in our book study Wednesday night, July 8th. Radical Acceptance.
Yes, and in the park, Riverbank
Sunday.
State Park next week. Not here, but in the park. You take the bus across town on 145th Street, and it takes you right into the park. And you really get off the bus, and we'll be right there, right behind the restaurant there. So yeah, easy to get to. At 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
So you can sleep in next Sunday.
Sleep in.
If you don't already do it.
Yeah. And all meditate on what we learned at Radical Acceptance.
Let us share peace.
Here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for being there in your living room and wherever you are. Thanks for coming.
See you at the park next week.